million isn't cool. You know what's cool? You?
$1 billion.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're taking a look at 10 jaw-dropping facts about some of the biggest companies in the world.
How the heck did you come up with this?
Number 10. Amazon wasn't always called Amazon. Shopping platforms like Amazon and eBay are so ingrained in our public consciousness that the idea of them being called something else is, well, it's just weird. So, it might surprise you to know that Amazon, for a short period, was called Cadabra. Jeff Bezos started the online bookstore in 1994, but after just a few months decided to change its name. The main reason for this was that a lawyer misheard the original name as cadaver.
I'm just saying the things in my head.
Well, you can't just say everything that comes into your head. That's bad talking.
Oh.
Understandably, that urged him to make the change pronto. When choosing something else, Bezos wanted something, quote, exotic and different, and settled on Amazon, which had the added bonus of being at the start of the alphabet, the same trick used by Steve Jobs with Apple. Number 9. Jack Daniel's Good Friday. The idea of working at a whiskey distillery probably sounds pretty sweet, and it'll sound even sweeter when you find out that the legendary whiskey brand Jack Daniel's gives its employees a free bottle of the old number 7 whiskey on the first Friday of each month. Affectionately referred to by distillery staff as Good Friday, the first Friday coincides with payday at Jack Daniel's, so employees get a bottle of the bourbon to go with their paycheck. As well as being a way to thank its employees for their hard work, it can be said this keeps staff passionate about the brand and the work they do. Number 8. Lamborghini and its tractor heritage.
Having finished my test drive, I made a decision and bought this.
Lambo is up there with the likes of Ferrari and Porsche when it comes to iconic sports car brands, but it may surprise you to know that Lamborghini earned its name selling tractors when it was founded by Ferruccio Lamborghini back in 1948. Their first Carioca models were innovative, yet affordable, exploding in popularity. It wasn't until 1963 that Ferruccio established Automobili Lamborghini, fueled by his love for sports cars and a general disliking for Enzo Ferrari and the cars the Italian automaker was producing. Of course, Lamborghini then went on to become a sports car giant. Notably, to this day, Lamborghini tractors are still produced, albeit as part of a separate Lamborghini Trattori brand.
This is a Lamborghini, all right.
Number 7. The world drinks a lot of Coca-Cola. This red and white labelled cola beverage is so dominant and everlasting that we couldn't settle on just one surprising fact. So here's a variety of mind-blowing trivia for you. The classic bulbous glass bottle design is inspired by the shape of the cocoa bean. Coca-Cola was the first soft drink to be consumed in space, 94% of the world's population recognizes the Coke logo, and it's said that around 1.9 billion servings of Coca-Cola are consumed around the world every day. Which country consumes the most of it? So glad you asked. Well, as of 2023, that would be Mexico. Regardless of what country you're in, however, it is said that the average person around the globe consumes a Coca-Cola-owned product at least once every 4 days. Number 6. Apple and Ronald Wayne.
Once he got an idea in his head, that was it. And you never wanted to be between him and where he wanted to go. You'd wind up with footprints on your forehead.
The names Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak are as synonymous with the Apple brand as the iPhone is. They are well known as the men who founded the tech colossus. But did you know that a man called Ronald Wayne also helped found the brand in 1976? Many people have never even heard of the name Ronald Wayne, but after meeting Jobs while they were both working at Atari, he helped form Apple in the Jobs family garage. Wayne, however, forfeited his 10% stake in the company to Jobs and Wozniak to the tune of $800, which is around $4,400 nowadays, and that was just 12 days after Apple was formed. And the rest, as they say, is history.
Surely, as Ron's about to go to sleep, he must often think of what could have been with Apple.
Number 5. Ikea's furniture nomenclature. The Swedish brand Ikea has a fascinating history, but one often overlooked aspect of the brand is how they go about naming their products. Many of us have probably made a feeble attempt at pronouncing the various different bed, wardrobe, table and chair names, but did you know that Ikea has specific naming conventions for its wide variety of products? Things like coffee tables and sofas are named after places in Sweden, and beds and wardrobes after places in Norway. But things get pretty obscure too, like products in the bookcase range being given names of professions, and boxes and wall decorations carrying the name of Swedish slang words. So now you know, go forth and amaze your friends.
What kind of dining set defines me as a person?
Number 4. Puma versus Adidas. Of course, these are two giants of footwear, but did you know that the Puma and Adidas founders, Adolf and Rudolf Dassler, were brothers? Yep, these two brothers were part of the shoemaking family business back in the early 1900s, but after they had various disagreements with one another, they parted ways and created their own companies, Adidas and Puma, and thus began decades of sibling rivalry, complete with lawsuits and accusations of plagiarism. There was also the legendary Pelé Pact, where either brother agreed to never try and sponsor the famed footballer Pelé, as the bidding war would ultimately bankrupt them both. Spoiler alert, Puma broke the pact. The rivalry between the companies is fascinating, and has divided everyone from employees to football fans for years. Number 3. Starbucks and its 2 a day. Starbucks is the world's largest coffeehouse chain, but you probably already knew that. What you might not know, however, is just how often it adds to its portfolio of stores. The Starbucks brand reportedly adds an average of 2 stores to its empire every single day, and it's maintained that average since 1987.
You belong here the way you are.
Starbucks opened its first store in Seattle, Washington in 1971, and since then it has opened around 40,000 stores across the globe. Also, fun bonus fact, Starbucks has round tables in their coffee shops to make individuals feel less alone when they sit down enjoying their beverage. Aww. Number 2. McDonald's hot dog history. Even before the McDonald brothers Richard and Maurice founded their first restaurant, the brothers had an interesting history. Maurice and his brother Richard got together and opened up their own hot dog stand, the Air Dome, in 1937. This was successful, and they eventually expanded and opened up a drive-in restaurant in San Bernardino in 1940, but they simplified the menu and swapped out hot dogs for hamburgers. Former McDonald's owner Ray Kroc famously prohibited the sale of hot dogs as he believed they were unhygienic. In spite of this, the Mick hot dog has been an on-and-off menu item since the 90s. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The Nike swoosh isn't a tick. The Nike swoosh is perhaps the most iconic logo when it comes to sports. However, many people still don't know exactly what it's supposed to represent.
One of these.
The marks of my trade. Should another knight admire the armour.
It was officially trademarked in 1971, and its design was inspired by the wings of the Greek goddess from whom the company took its name. It was designed by Carolyn Davidson, who, at the time, was paid just $35 to design it. And it was ultimately designed in a rush, as the brand had production deadlines to meet and needed the logo fast. When the swoosh design was handed over to them, one of the Nike founders, Phil Knight, famously said, quote, "Well, I don't love it, but maybe it will grow on me."
I think it's a true testament to design and creativity and failing forward.
And that's our list. Do you know any cool facts about big companies? Let us know in the comments below.
I can promise you that after today, you will never look at computers the same way again.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.